how's it going, guys? So we are here at the Philadelphia Regionals. I have with me...
Hey, I'm at Williams.
Awesome. And what place did you get?
I got 37th place.
Cool. What were you running today?
I was playing Buzz Shrine Garb with a 1-1 Weavile attack.
1-1 Weavile attack. That sounds spicy.
Yeah, definitely it was.
Okay, cool.
Super great.
Yeah. So let's get into the deck and see what 60 you were running today, alright?
Alright, so I played 4 Baby Buzzwole. Just a great starter. Sledgehammer, it's most of the deck's pressure. Just hitting with 30 with DNC 50, Choice Span 80, Kukui's 100, and then a good weakness on a lot of things, so yeah. Then 2-2, Mag Cargo. Mag Cargo really is like what makes this deck good in my opinion. You're able to control your top decks and consistently counter whatever your opponent does, right. And build your board state. And it feels a lot like a Zoroark to me, especially in combination with a Rangaroo, but it's a non-GX, which is
even better.
Key point in this deck. Yeah. And then we have our main secondary attacker, which is a 2-3 Garbodor line, or 3-2. And Garbodor's there just to kind of corner your opponent. So as you're pressuring them with Buzzwole Sledgehammer, you use Garbodor as a second threat, and it's like you have to deal with the pressure of Buzzwole and to not play items at the same time. And to take that even a step further, we played a 1-1 Weavile line. So now our opponent, while we're pressuring them with Buzzwole, and we have a Trubbish sitting on the bench, and then we have a Sneasel sitting on the bench. So our opponent has to deal with Buzzwoles while not playing items and not using abilities like Tapu Lele and things like that.
Yeah, not overextending with abilities and stuff like that so that they don't get punished.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was really effective in just kind of cornering our opponents in pretty much any game.
Nice.
So we have Diancie, so Buzzwole, Choice Span, Diancie, and Kukui and Beast, like you can hit insane numbers.
Yeah.
There's a damage modifier. And then a Rangaroo, which is really here to combo perfectly with my Cargo, so you can play your hand down, control your top deck, and then instruct into the top deck. And so you're constantly just
you're always getting what you want.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think my favorite part about this deck actually is when I have board states that have 2 Mag Cargo out and a Rangaroo, because then you can do things like Mag Cargo, a Kukui on top, a Rangaroo, grab the Kukui, second Mag Cargo, put the card you need, Kukui into the second card. So you just have extreme amounts of control in the game.
Combos after combos.
Yeah. Okay, now the supporter line. I'm pretty proud of this line. I felt like although it was kind of inconsistent at some points of the day, it's very explosive. So we play 4 Lily. And so with 4 Lily, you have approximately a 40% chance of starting it. And really what that means is that 40% of your games you just win because your start is insane.
Yeah. You get all the cards you need, turn 1, and you go off.
And then Lily just works well with a Mag Cargo deck as like, say you don't have a Rangaroo in play or you can't play your hand down low, then you can just Mag Cargo what you want on top and Lily into it. So it's just, it naturally flows with the deck as well. For Guzma, that's pretty standard with the Buzzwole decks because Buzzwole does a lot of early damage, so getting an early Guzma to kill things on the bench as your opponent's setting up is extremely strong. We have 2 Cynthia. This is probably a little different, but because we play 4 Lily, and also we play Mag Cargo to control our top decks, we can kind of afford the inconsistent supporter engine.
But you prefer to have the Lily engine anyways,
because
it secures getting stuff off Cargo instead of getting Cynthia, Shuffle, randomness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so really like Cynthia's there when you're like, your hand's just like completely bad, but you have an Acro Bike and you're like, okay, my Cargo Cynthia on top, Acro Bike into it, yeah. So it's a good 2-of, I think. We have 2 Professor Kukui. It's both a draw. It works really well with my Cargo because you put what you want on top and then draw into it with Kukui, and also it's a damage modifier much like Nancy. And then one kind of tech card I played was the 1 Judge. It actually won me a lot of games yesterday and today. My opponent would go Steven's Resolve and then I would Judge. My opponent would go Tempest, I would Judge. And I could find it really easily because like so say I go first, I go Slugma, and I like Mag Cargo or Rangaroo into Judge turn 2, and it works out really well. Nice. Yeah, and so good card. I played 3 Shrine of Punishment. I feel like I decided to play 3 Shine because a lot of people are playing counter Shrine measures in their deck, like Field Blower or higher Stadium counts. So we can kind of just pull back on that aspect of the deck and use Shrine more of like a plus power, or use it more of like, if this sticks, then it's really effective, but it's also just like, you know, just to do the 10 extra damage and the damage modifying.
Yeah, you rather concentrate on getting more consistent numbers and then having Shrine there as like, oh, I punished you, now pass, and something blows up.
Exactly, exactly. Then we have 3 Choice Band. The Choice Band is great, hits GXs for a lot. 3 felt like a pretty good number. You can't, we tested 4 and it was good, but at the end of the day, we made cuts other places, and so Choice Band was one of the cards we got. Nice. 4 Ultra Ball, standard. Consistency, yeah. Get all the cards you need. 4 Nest Ball. That's kind of new to this format, but also I feel like that's going to be pretty standard coming up, just to get the basics down in a format without Bridget and things like that. Right, until we get Professor Elm. Until we get Professor Elm, right, exactly. 2 Rescue Stretcher. Rescue Stretcher was probably like MVP tech item, because this deck, it has a lot of secondary attackers like 1/1 Weavile, 3/2 Garb, even like if they kill a Oranguru or kill a Mad Cargo. And so you constantly are just able to control your top decks and stream attackers, and then like Rescue Stretcher, get it back. You can easily get like 3 Garbodors going, or even 4 Garbodors in a single game. So if you use Stretcher effectively. Great card, really glad I played 2. Okay, then we have 3 Acrobike. That's works really great with my Cargo because you put a card on top and then Acrobike into the card. And also it's just consistent. Helps thin out the deck too, so you can hit what you want when you need it. Exactly. There was multiple late game scenarios where my opponent thought they had game because they just went Guzma kill Oranguru and I couldn't get the last piece, but I had an Acrobike in my hand, so I just went my Cargo Acrobike into Guzma game or something like that. Nice. Then 1 Switch. Just because this deck's ability controls top decks, you can play like 1-up techs like this, just for like niche scenarios where a switch is extremely effective. And then 1 Field Blower. So this card is mainly in here to drop. No, you should be fine. Okay. So Field Blower to drop weakness policies against Zor GX. So because the main strategy they have is to go into your Sledge turn with a double weakness policy Zoroark, and so when they do that, you just go Cargo Field Blower on top, Oranguru into Field Blower, drop the weakness policy, Sledge for knockout, and they just lose the game. So great tech, use it a few times in Zoroark matchups. And then also, we have to remember that it is a Garbodor deck, so Field Blower says put 2 items in your opponent's discard pile, which is generally effective. And it's an extra 40 damage. Yeah, exactly. And then Energy Line, we have 4 Rainbow Energy. Just because of all of the different attackers that we need. We have Dark type, we have Psychic type, and we have Fighting type, and even Fire type with my Cargo. If needed, but yeah, it was not needed. Yeah, I actually did attack with this against a Delmise. I went 50 Kukui, 70, 140 to kill a Delmise. Wow. Yeah. So it's pretty good. Just kind of rounds out the deck. 2 Fighting. Just to kind of, since Buzzwole is your main attacker of the deck and you want the early energy attachment, 2 Fighting's there just to kind of increase the consistency of hitting Fighting energy. We have 1 Fighting Dark Fairy unit, and this is really just to give a 5th out to being able to use Weavile's Evil Admonition without really hurting you, because it's still a Fighting energy for Buzzwole. Right. And then we have 1 Counter Energy. 1 Counter Energy was super great. So there's a lot of different plays you can make with it. Like when I used the combustion to kill the Delmise, I did it with Counter Energy because I had a Fighting energy on it from when I Magma Ringed with my Slugma. Right. But really it's there, so in the mirror, your opponent kills your first Buzzwole, and so you promote a second Buzzwole that has a Fighting energy on it, and you're just like, Counter Energy, Diancie, Kukui, swing around, knockout. And it's like, oh, I was not expecting that, and you can really swing the matches. You also throw away the rhythm of the match because your opponent doesn't see it coming. Exactly, exactly. Also, it gives you an out to, if your opponent is playing very conservative with items, you can Acid Spray with Garbodor and still hit Psychic Weakness for a lot of damage. And then 1 Beast Energy. Beast Energy gives Buzzwole plus 30 damage, which is extremely powerful. It just really stacks on that pressure and that damage modifier. It's like actually the best thing to attach to a Buzzwole.
Nice.
So yeah.
All right, so that's a 60 right there. All right, guys, so that was the deck profile right there. So out of your day 2 run, what was one of your hardest matches?
Well, I would say probably my round 4 match against my current roommate.
Oh.
He ended up getting top 32, but we were playing the exact same 60. And we had been testing this matchup like probably 50 games of this, so we both knew exactly what to do and what to expect from the other person. But he hit turn 1 Lily all 3 games, and I only hit it once. So
that's unfortunate. Yeah.
Also, I played a match against Metagross, and I went down to 1 prize, and he had 2 prizes left, and I thought I had game, and he had like an 8-card hand, and then he goes Rare Candy Magnezone, drop Dialga GX, attach 5 fighting energies, timeless, Guzma, knockout again, and I lose.
Bro,
yeah.
what?
So
who does that?
Yeah, I did not expect that at all, and I would have judged him anyways, just because his hand was so large, but I couldn't find it because he killed my group. So that guy played very well, and that was actually just the match I just finished to try to go for winning into top 16 or top 32.
Wow. Okay. So, highlights about the deck. Any changes you would make or any adjustments?
One problem I kind of felt like was that sometimes openings felt inconsistent just because of the naturally low supporter count with like only 2 Cynthia, and like Lily of course can be an amazing supporter sometimes, but sometimes you just have like 5 dead cards and you even Lily turn 1 and get like 4, and the 4 you draw aren't good, and you're just kind of like, this is difficult, you know?
Right.
So maybe increase Cynthia count to like 3 or 4. But I just I'm not exactly sure what I'd cut just yet because everything in the deck was so effective.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And moving forward, are we gonna see you at any other regionals, any other events?
Yeah, I'll actually be at, as of now, I'm planning on going to every US regionals that is occurring this year. I'll definitely be at Memphis coming up soon, and I'm also planning on going to all of the ICs.
Nice. So because you're going to Memphis, this deck still has steam going into Memphis, even though we're going into a transition of Dragon Majesty.
Right.
Will you be running this?
I can't say for certain as of yet. I still have to, I think I'm gonna see how the meta shifts, go to some cups, you know. I still think this deck is extremely powerful. It reminds me a lot of
TCG Master Division player, Jimmy Pendarvis. Please report to the Hive. Jimmy Pendarvis, please come to Hive.
Yeah. And so I think it can still be extremely powerful going into Memphis. Maybe, we'll see the results of this tournament, but maybe this is even considered the BDIF of the current format.
Yeah, it's super, super strong. Yeah, and it was predicted. Everyone predicted that this deck was just gonna steamroll like most of the decks out there, and it did. But yeah. Well, Isaiah, thank you for being on the channel. It was a pleasure to have you again. Guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to share the video for anybody that wants to know what got 37th at the Philadelphia Regionals. With that said,
Trading card game
thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.
Trading card game players.